Hey, this is Duncan MacPherson with Pareto Systems. I'm in Europe, traveling around, doing, among other things, talking to anybody who will listen about the Blue Square Method. Today I'm in The Hague, which is a smaller but beautiful city in the Netherlands, known for, among other things, beautiful beach. It's about an hour south of Amsterdam, and just out for a walk. The Hague and the Netherlands in general is known for many things. First thing that comes to mind for me actually is studying the episode known as Tulip Mania that occurred in Holland's golden age in the 1600s. Holland had about a 100-year run where it was pretty much on top of the world. And you study this episode, lasted about 3 years. If you're into charts, look at the chart for Tulip Mania and understanding the madness of crowds. If ever the expression up like an escalator, down like an elevator would apply, it would definitely be that period. It got to a point where a tulip bulb was as valuable as a brand new car. And then, of course, it crashed spectacularly. Many people were negatively impacted by that. The Hague is also known as international court. They host tribunals here. I guess it would be not unlike Nuremberg from a different era. But, you know, crimes against humanity, nefarious activities like that, just focusing on justice and awareness. So that's fascinating to look into as well. I'm currently in the Embassy District. That actually is the Carlton Ambassador Hotel. There is a beautiful little restaurant called the Sophia, just excellent. You know, it's always astounded me when I go to a capital city around the world. Some of the embassies that represent its citizens in a host country seem so inviting. Yesterday, I mean, there were many where the gates were open, front doors were wide open, just very, very pleasant, and others are so incredibly ominous and imposing. Big gates, like a fortress, cameras, and makes you kind of wonder. But it also reminds me of an ambassador's role, of course, is to be diplomatic. And if you study that word, diplomacy, if I remember correctly, it stems from the Latin word diplo, which means folded in two, which in many respects, I guess in that case, it means there's two sides to every story, but trying to represent both and strive for justice and accountability. You know, one of the most enduring legacies when it comes to diplomacy would have to be John F. Kennedy. You know, I've traveled extensively, and I don't think there's anyone who's more represented in foreign countries than him, whether it's in Europe, you know, Canada, all over. There's a building here named after him. I know in Montreal there's a street named after him. You don't see that very often. If you want to read a great book, read A Pillar of Iron by Taylor Caldwell. It's a novel, but dedicated to John F. Kennedy and his pursuits, and I think his desire to represent the citizens of the world as positively and as favorably as possible. Just thought I'd share this with you. Blue Square Method, it's up and running. You can go to thebluesquaremethod.com, check out the table of contents, read a sample chapter, just to get a sense for its distinctions and some of the nuances as it compares to the Advisor Playbook. This is Duncan MacPherson with Pareto Systems. Stay diplomatic.